We move along our morning of day one of the Indigenous Prosperity Forum. We will be hearing next from our speakers, Magnolia Perron and Kevin Rose. There will not be a Q&A afterwards. However, we are heading into a lunch break after that. So please feel free to engage and network with the speakers that you see up here. That is the whole point of us gathering here now. From idea to impact inside NACCA's Indigenous Entrepreneurship programs. Explore NACCA's Indigenous Entrepreneurship programs, what they are, why they matter, and how they are driving real outcomes for Indigenous entrepreneurs across the country. Please welcome Kevin Rose, Chief Strategy Officer for NACCA, and Magnolia Perron, Director, Strategy and Partnerships for NACCA.
High five. Look at this. Ane bonjour. I would ask Indigenous cause. Mrs. Agi Dunjabam. Bijou Dodam. So my Anak name is Kevin Rose. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer. And I'll let Magnolia introduce herself.
Hi, Sego everyone. My name's Magnolia Perron. I'm the Director of Strategy and Partnerships with NACCA. I've been with the organization for about 6 years now. I'm from Tyendinaga Mohawk Territory, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you.
All right. For some of you, you've seen some of the slides that we're going to go through, but we're going to take a little different approach to this. So I want everybody to look around the room. Take a look at the person on your left. Take a look at the person on your right. Every person in this room is an engine for entrepreneurship. You're the reason why this country is being successful. You're the reason why you drive results the way they do, why we look at the data metrics and how we're achieving so many things across this country. And we're doing it by us, for our people, and ultimately the rights holders. That's our community, that's our entrepreneurs. So every time I think about, doing this presentation or looking at speaking, I want to just give you something, a personal thing that happened to me a long time ago, because I used to be an officer. So a long time ago I was an officer, and I was in the really early days of the IFIs. And, sitting here, it's an honor to speak to you. And I always try to humble myself to say, okay, where did I come from? And how is the work that I'm doing every day help benefit all of our communities, the IFIs, all our partners? I just want to give you a quick story. When I was an officer, there was a lady who showed up, and she had a child on her hip, and she had a child on her leg. Good old res story. I see it all the time, my res. And that lady came in for a contribution. Back then, it was she only wanted like 40 grand. I still remember, it was 25 years ago. And that lady, I didn't see her for years, but I took a chance on her. We funded her. As an officer, I funded her. I met her 20 years later. I'm an entrepreneur too. I've owned a marina and things like that as well in the past. And there was a lady, really dressed really, really well, really nice. And she actually had a $3.5 million yacht shipped to the marina. And I was freaking out because who bought the inventory? For all the inventory people out there, you'd be freaking out a little bit. And what kept me humble about that is that lady that I took a chance on 20 years before became one of the leading caterers in Northern Ontario. I took a chance on her. And I know that it was not a chance to me, it was about representing our people and given the opportunity that that most people on the other side would otherwise not demand. So that's what keeps me humble when I do this role. When we look at our history, we have a strong, strong history. It's you that makes it. And myself, Magnolia, all our team. And can I see our team? If you're a NACCA, can you put your hand up, please? Just put your hand up, that's fine. Can we see the hands in there? Catalyst for Change. We support you in your role every day. We want to make sure that we give you the right tools and support you, because with us, nothing happens without capacity and people in our fields. Nothing. You are the goal, you're the drivers. And I want to make sure that as I continue going through and do what I do, that you have all the resources that you have, what you can do to build and support our people across the country. We talked about agreements and things like that. We always talk about, okay, cash flow, performance metrics, data, okay. the results that you have demonstrated over the years are the reason why we're able to get agreements such as the 2024 signing. That was a milestone in agreements, co-developed, 10-year signed, devolved agreement. And Sylvie's in the room somewhere. I know I can't quite see because it's like, there she is. Sylvie, see her in the hand up? She's a partner. She supports it. She sees the value in IEP, but more importantly, she sees the value in the IFI network. So dealing with the $500 million now, we're looking at building our network, building our resources, growth strategy. Because now it's even more so with boundaries and things happening south of the border. We have to continue to expand our economic and diversify things like trade. So as we move forward and you see some of these timelines, you see some of the things that we've done over the years. Again, it's not for us, it's the things that you have done to demonstrate the value of Indigenous entrepreneurship in this country. So I want to give you guys a clap of hands like I did yesterday. I'm giving you guys a kudos. I think I want to see you put your hands together because it's you that makes this happen. So I want to give a round of applause for you guys, just right now, man. So see some of the programs coming through. So a lot of you are aware in the programs, we have a series of flagship suite programs, contributions programs, DLA, things of that nature. We're continuing to build the products that we are trying to roll out, including ACE, the Aboriginal Capacity Enhancement, to help with offsetting and building capacity. Because the one strength we have in this entire country is human capital. Listen to what they're saying on stage. That's exactly what we need to continue to build. And we need to do that to correspond with growth. Our growth, and we're looking at bigger numbers. We're projecting bigger numbers. I mean, Frank Richter in the back. Can you put your hand up, Frank? He's right there. Frank's a genius with modeling. I like Frank. He likes numbers. But together we're going to look at where we're going to be soon. How are we going to exponentially increase all the lending and the contributions of the country? And the way we do that is together. Build those models. Look at programming. IEP, from people familiar with the IEP. Again, this allows to offset and risk mitigate and allow those people more success in their entrepreneurial adventures. With the contributions, it does mitigate risk. Makes business more successful and builds confidence. Some of these numbers you've already seen, but what we're trying to do as well, we're looking at not just the quantitative areas. And I mean, it was mentioned earlier about food security, health, housing, things like that. We're looking at the overall health benefits of this and the impact to GDP. So looking at just the history of 3.56 billion, because we have a GDP multiplier effect of 3.6, and we've almost done $13 billion impact to the economic in the last few years. That you should be proud of. 13 billion. And it's going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger. But the one thing I want to sit here and tell you is that please don't put the blinders on now. We've just turned the key, we're gassing it, put it in drive. Keep going, aim higher. Don't accept, keep moving. We got to put money out there and help entrepreneurs across this country. Because whether you're in the east, west, north, doesn't matter. When you put money in the economies for Indigenous people, everybody wins. Everybody. It is vast. Canada's vast. We have to continue looking at how to service and how to support each other because there's no competition in this. There's no competition. We all have a role to play with services across the country. We have to continue doing that, and it starts with communication. Collaboration, creation is going to happen. But don't be afraid to say hey to one of your IFIs or go visit somebody else because that creates business, it creates opportunity. And with that, we have to keep driving that because at the essence of all of who we are as Indigenous peoples, we've been doing that for thousands of years. Thousands of years. And everything I do, I start with value and trust and relationship. Everything. Business is second, that's first. Because I have to be who I am in a world that is constantly changing. So I'm always learning from everybody, including you. So I'm not going to talk a whole about some of the numbers because you've seen some of this. I know we have to a little bit of a giddy up because we're a little bit behind. But the one thing I want to say is that all these charts, it's going up. DLA, BFP. Projections are all going up. We see the value in growth. We see the potential in you. So again, we're going to be changing, moving some of our trade stuff around, or some of our programs around to include certain things like trade. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But all the trends are there. We can see the benefit. We can see the impacts. I can see it on my reservation when I go home now. I can see it. And I need you to work with you to continue to inspire you for economic prosperity. And we'll place strategically how we can and what else we can do to support you through this journey. Because we're all on the same journey together. We're in this room for a reason. I support you. I honor you. It's the reason, you're the reason why I exist here. Thank you. That's good.
Thanks, Kevin. So I mentioned that I'm the Director of Strategy and Partnerships, but I've been with NACCA for about 6 years now, and I've had the privilege of working very closely on our Indigenous women and youth entrepreneurship initiatives over these past several years. And so today I'm really excited to just share some of the early results and impact that these programs have had on our network and the clients that they serve. I'm actually just going to jump ahead a couple more slides. And so I'll start with a bit of context. NACCA's Indigenous Women Entrepreneurship Initiative came out of the federal government's Women Entrepreneurship Strategy that was launched in 2018. And so we were able to access some funding in 2018 to start building that foundation through research, training, program design. And in 2021, in partnership with Indigenous Services Canada, we received funding to be able to launch the Indigenous Women Entrepreneurship Program, which officially launched in 2022 across 32 of the Indigenous financial institutions in Canada. And this program supported IFIs with the creation of microloan funds, hiring dedicated staff, providing training and mentorship to Indigenous women. Following an evaluation we did back in 2024, and with additional funding that was committed in budget 2024 that Kevin spoke about, the program has now expanded. It's moved beyond a pilot to a national scaled program. So what exactly is the Indigenous Women Entrepreneurship Program? At its core, it provides both financial and non-financial support to Indigenous women entrepreneurs designed for early stage businesses. It provides wraparound supports through training, mentorship, one-on-one business counseling and support, while also providing access to capital through the microloan fund. A key part of the program is also building capacity within IFIs, and we do that by providing training to the business support officers that have been hired to work with women, to provide training on different areas like business planning, cash flow analysis, as well as just greater awareness of some of the unique barriers that women face. So ultimately, the program has been designed to address persistent gaps in access to capital, networks, and culturally relevant supports. The program's initial 3-year, $22 million investment concluded on March 31st, 2025. And so what does this look like in practice? Over those 3 years, we've supported over 5,100 Indigenous women to access advisory services. We provided over 400 workshops to over 5,000 participants, and over 600 microloans were delivered, totaling more than $11 million. These results reflect both the strong demand and meaningful impact that the program has had. And so as we move forward, there will be an increased focus not just on that reach, but deepening the quality and impact of services. And from the 2024 evaluation, 3 really key insights stood out. First, business support officers are central to the program's success. The model relies on high-touch, relationship-based support, and in many cases, demand was higher than they expected. Second, training is foundational. Many participants are first-time entrepreneurs, and these supports build both skills and confidence. And third, the strongest outcomes come from combining financial and non-financial supports. Clients who access financing alongside advisory services and training are more likely to be successful. So let's talk a little bit about the microloans. They play a critical role in this model. They often serve as the entry point into the IFI ecosystem, creating a pathway for entrepreneurs to access larger amounts of capital over time. We offer 2 complementary streams, microloans supported through Indigenous Services Canada, valued at up to $25,000, including a non-repayable component, and loans up to $50,000 supported through Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada through the Women Entrepreneurship Loan Fund. Together, these tools allow us to better match financing to the stage and needs of women entrepreneurs. And over time, many of these clients transition into other IFI financial products as their businesses grow. So in this way, the program is not just providing funding, it's a pipeline that builds long-term relationships. In 2020, NACCA set a national target to increase the number of Indigenous women entrepreneurs accessing capital through our network by 50% by 2025. And we're seeing meaningful progress. In 2019 to 2020, when we launched the program, Indigenous women entrepreneurs made up about 28% of all clients accessing lending through our network. And by 2024 to 2025, when the original 3-year pilot concluded, we increased that to 38%, representing 414 unique women-owned businesses that were supported. Even more noticeably now, we're seeing women account for a greater percent of startup financing, actually over 50%. This signals a strong shift and highlights the impact of targeted programming and supporting new business creation. Beyond business creation, we're also seeing shifts in financial capability, confidence, and business creation. That 2024 evaluation surveyed 174 participants, and these are some of the results. 82% reported improved financial knowledge, 81% reported increased confidence, 77% reported faster progress towards their business goals, 73% reported improved quality life, 63% reported increased economic self-sufficiency, and 43% reported improved credit ratings, and 91% reported satisfaction with the program. These are foundational outcomes for long-term success. I'll turn now to the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program. This program is designed to support Indigenous entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 and 39 through a youth-advised, evidence-informed approach. It focuses on 3 areas: increasing access to capital and business supports, strengthening capacity and networks, and supporting the growth of youth-led businesses. It also recognizes that within this age group, there are different needs, particularly between those that are younger, between the ages of 18 and 24, and those that are older, between the ages of 25 to 39. And with funding from Indigenous Services Canada, we're building on earlier research and engagement to launch the program last spring. It follows a very similar model to the IWE, or the Indigenous Women Entrepreneurship Program, by combining advisory support, training, and access to capital. And as I mentioned, this program is grounded in research conducted by NACCA in 2023. A few key insights. Indigenous youth are often balancing multiple responsibilities. Many are working or in school while building their businesses. Most are early stage and highly motivated, but face barriers accessing capital, often relying on personal savings. There's also a strong demand for training and mentorship, particularly through flexible and online options. We launched the program last spring, and we now have 30 Indigenous financial institutions participating. Business support officers have been hired, and we're starting to see early results. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and acknowledge the Indigenous Youth Business Advisory Council, who have played a critical role in shaping this work and supporting broader initiatives at NACCA. We're grateful to have several members here today: Anthony Wingham, Lauren Blessy, Chris LeBure, Destiny Peter, and Amy Jackson. Thank you so much for your leadership and contributions. So to close, I want to acknowledge the collective effort behind these programs, from IFIs to the business support officers and to the entrepreneurs themselves. We're seeing real momentum, a stronger, more connected system of support for women and youth entrepreneurs across the country. I'll now pass it back over to you, Kevin.
Okay. So here I'm going to start a few more things to say before we do some other things. But here's my thing to you, a report card to you. You know, one of the key things is being accountable to you, understanding where the money's going, looking at results, looking at impact, growth, diversification. So I'm happy to report to you that this year the network has set records in every single product line that we have. Thank you to you. You did an amazing job. Can't stop to you. It's awesome. Records. And a quick thing. So in 2017, Shannon had a vision. And that vision was to take a look at how we can move product and diversify our program lines to look at diversifying into trade. How do we deal with our brothers and sisters across the seas? So we're happy to report to you, as of that we are now moving towards that direction as well. We'll be implementing a new international strategy soon with our partners across the seas. So we have Australia, we'll have New Zealand, and we also have some brothers and sisters from AFN. So collectively, we're moving the trade strategy ahead. And we're going to look at economic prosperity strategically on an international level to help support and open up lines for our entrepreneurs across the country as well. So that's one key thing you're looking at as well. So on that note, there's a few things I just have to do for cleanup. One, can I get the Australian contingent and the New Zealand contingent up here, as well as Nanaya? If you can come on up, please come to the podium. I see you, Chris. Don't be hiding, man. Get up here. Where's Kate? Where's Kate and the crew? There they are. Come on up. I see you. Kinda. And I feel like I'm being interrogated with the lights. It's kind of weird. Come on up. And I also want to bring up Sylvia Verdun. Can you please come up? And if Andrew and Benjamin, are you here in the room? AFN, if you are, come on up. If not, no worries. We want to take a picture right now. So come on stage. No, come on up stage. We need to put you up here, put you on the limelight. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up, Sylvie. I say, yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. You can shake your finger at me. That's fine. That's all right. So what I want to do is take a picture. I remind everybody that from this day, moving forward, that Canada, Australia, New Zealand be moving forward together in relationships. We're going to build this relationship. And in a few years, we're going to be back here reporting to you, showing the new lines and new things that we can do together and how strong we are together. So I want to say thank you to our partners. You're going to be seeing a lot of me. So I have a little picture here. Oh, we got Fred. I'm going to get in here. And, hey, hold on, you're not done yet. So it'd be remiss of me not to be me. So I like pointing people out.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Today we have some birthdays. We have birthdays today, and I'm a celebratory kind of guy. Mr. Chris Reeves, put your hand up. And Sylvia Verdun. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chris and Sylvie. Happy birthday to you. I had to embarrass somebody. Come on. Awesome. You got that stuff there? There you go. There you go. This is, yeah. Sylvie.
Oh, that's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Oh, dude.
Happy birthday. And you guys, big old community hug.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Awesome. Hey, we'll all be in touch.
What a great vibe to wrap the morning sessions with. A few things that stood out to me. Kevin, when you said I took a chance on her and told that story, it brought to mind for me the work I do in trying to promote Indigenous theatre at home and, in fact, in Canada. One of the things that I found I'd had to talk about was that, our Indigenous performers, and this is from my own lived experience too, of what I've witnessed and what I experienced, do not have access to the same platforms to hone their talents as our non-Indigenous counterparts seem to. And while I get into my own echo chambers, and maybe that feels like just a theater or performing arts issue, I come into these rooms and I realize this is simply an Indigenous issue. So when people like Kevin get into the positions they get into and they can see that, I took a chance on her. Look what happened. That's what we need. We need that Indigenous lens to see that Indigenous talent when that Indigenous talent does not necessarily fall into the models that we've become accustomed to seeing the world through. So many non-Indigenous models that have been fed to us through television, radio, and the rest of our media, our school systems, and our politics. And thank you as well to Magnolia Perron. I've found at this stage now, I don't even have to be knowing what's going on. If someone's talking about the Indigenous Women's Entrepreneurship Program, I just start smiling. I just automatically start smiling. And the Indigenous Youth Entrepreneurship Program, I've really started holding these programs very close to my heart. I have seen firsthand the impact that these programs have had just in the Yukon, where I am from. And I am very grateful. I have immense gratitude for being able to come here and talk about the people who experience and who benefit from these programs. So if you see me, when you see me over the breaks, if I'm wearing anything that you'd like to ask more about, please do ask, because I'm 100% wearing something created by Yukon Indigenous artists, including these earrings from Copper Caribou, run by sisters Montana and Delaney Prisniak, who also benefit from these programs too. So please stop and ask about that. Big thank you going out to sponsors, Design de Plume, RBC, Creative Advisory Group, and Fern Software. And a big thank you to all of you for your patience this morning. Dammit, go eat. Enjoy your lunch. We'll see you soon.